I'm on another trip here. I think I'm going up this canyon. Indian Creek is back there. Hopefully I'll get to the top. Back there. It's where I'll be hiking up tomorrow. It's a real rough road. There's no water up here. It starts a little bit down this canyon. And I'm running out of cover, tree cover, for a campsite. Here we are. That's my drinking water. I've got some shade here. Indian Creek here. Probably camp right here. And this is the way I'm gonna hike tomorrow. I found the quintessential camping spot back here. This is Indian Creek Valley, and it was a real task getting up that road. So here it's all grassy. There's a shaded spot under this tree. I'll have a little shelter when it rains, because it's coming for sure. Real nice here. There's rose hips that are just perfectly ripe. They're a little tart. This is the eastern side of the White Mountains. It's the Inyo National Forest. I had to drive through Grass Lake Valley. I had to drive through two passes. Wasn't really what I wanted to do, because it was about 90 miles to get here. And I don't like driving on the highway. This bike is great. I need some different tires for the street. Top speed is pretty much 55. So we've got the cars coming behind me quite often. And it was a real workhorse getting up here. Bunch of big rocks and boulders and washouts to drive through, and basically I was in first gear, just kind of doing this over the boulders. It's going to be nice and cozy. It's nice and flat, grassy, And I was getting worried as I was coming up because there were less and less trees, rocks and boulders and sage everywhere. You just can't set your tent up out in the middle of the sage. It sucks. It's like an oasis out here. Well, I didn't get rained on last night. Nice and cool. Nice and cool this morning. Mostly overcast. Had a stove malfunction. Was leaking gas and it was starting fires. Small fires I'd have to pat out in this grass. So I started over. Once that stove gets going and you turn it off, you have to let it rest and start from scratch. So finally I got my coffee, got my gear packed. I'm gonna have something to eat and start climbing. Oh, I found some mouse poop in my boot. That was exciting. The creek is in here. There. Looks like the trail. It's a good trail. And it's steep. Pretty thick here. And there's a second far ridge line, that's the top. And this trail goes all the way around up to it. There's a bristlecone there. And here is a perfect place for a camp. And there's a spring over here. Here's another shelf for camping. I didn't expect it like this. Didn't expect the springs up here. Okay, we're having a snack break, and I had to put these layers on because that sweat was cold once I took the pack off. But I know for a fact, once I'm up on top and I'm exposed to any wind, it's going to be cold. This was a really steep trail. Well defined, well used. The footprints from recent hikers. Horses have been up this trail. Probably all for scouting for hunting this season. Haven't seen too many animal signs, just deer, and I think a couple small cat signs, and that's it. It's going to get a lot easier. Heading over this way. That outcropping here, maybe, or maybe that peak. There's some springs going down the other side that I hope to get to tonight. Today it really wasn't that hard. This trail, it's gonna peter out. It might be over here, but if I lose it, I'm just gonna go. And I'll need to remember these outcroppings at the end, this tree. It's almost the very end here. Came from down here, came across this way, and then just climbed up this. This is really easy going here, but just down lower there's sage. That's real hard hiking. Gonna shoot for some rocks, maybe here. I doubt I'll get there, but I need some cover, and that looks like a nice spot there. Here comes the rain, and I'm here at the rocks. I found this temporary shelter to look for a place for the tent. I'm going to just rest here. Well, it's dry. It's out of the wind. I'm not going to stay here though. Yeah. A little late. Get up here and set my tent up. Just maybe like 15 minutes. And now the rain is really coming and the wind is coming. It's not too bad right here. gonna get cold, I know, because my shirts are sweaty from hiking. One last layer is in the bag. And I think this rain is here to stay for a while. Yeah, there's the water. Real close. Nice. Nice and dry. I got this sucker set up just in time. There was an initial hail downpour, and then it quit. But then these two storms were coming together right here, and I'm on top of the rock sort of ridge in between two outcroppings, and luckily I was able to stake into the ground here. I'm quite happy now, because I'd be darn miserable out there in this. All right, the rain has passed. I actually fell asleep in here. This tent was all over the place with the wind. And now I've got what seems a clearing. I don't know how long, but the wind is chilly when it's blowing, and it's slightly breezy right now, and it's cold. There's still a big bank out here of clouds, and that's like where the last one came from, this way, and I think that it pushed out that way. Got the layers this time. No gloves though. I took my chances with that one. Looked pretty clean to me, so I just had a couple cupfuls of it. These are sheep sleeping spots right here. Stashed the tent and a fucking pad here. It's a little ridiculous in my mind. And what they're doing is these are hunting blinds. I know it. They just sit here and wait for something to walk by. Here's another stash. The other one was right down here. I looked at the tent. It was a shitty tent. Sleeping bag. Somebody turning on. Garbage. Oh. Sun's almost gone now. Put up some windbreakers here for the bottom of the tent. I've got the backpack here, so there's a pretty good block from the wind coming this way, but things change, and for no good reason at all. It could come from the other side. I put a few over here. About all I got. It's time for some hot tea. That water was amazing down there. I drank right out of the creek. There's hardly any animal signs up here. Just a few sheep signs. Nothing else. No marmots. Not many birds either. Quite a brilliant morning up here. It's crisp and clear and cold. I checked the thermometer this morning. It was 40 degrees in the tent, and that's without the wind chill. It's the wind that really gets you up here. And even with all my top layers on, my chest and back is cold right now. We're having some coffee, contemplating climbing up to the top here. The views west are crystal clear right now, and I think I might not ever have a chance again to be up on top. This is 12,000 feet here. Up there it's probably 12,500, and I've been yearning for just a clear view. East, west, south. Not too much that way, because that way's south. But I was thinking, the earth is flat until I get to the top of that, and then I'll see forever. Right over there is the next base camp. Look at that, it's a fortress of rocks. We're gonna check it out on the way down. I think I need to be on that side. The world isn't flat, and I can see forever. Hey. All right. It's like 12,700 feet here, and I got it. I did what I wanted to do. I didn't see any sheep. I saw lots of signs. And the Sierra Range. White Mountain. Here, I don't know, but this is what I wanted to get up to. back on the trail. The markers, that was a really super marker for me to find, and here it is. I'm going to get back to the motorcycle and go home.